Righto, Saturday morning. I mean, after my spiel yesterday on all I was going to achieve today, I've changed my mind. Women can do it, so can I. Today, I'm going to work on completing this lamp, or completely assembling. So I'm going to pull the wire out of that, do something with that. I've got to make something so I can bolt that on. And I'm going to just use the hole saw and go around and put some holes around here, so when the globe will sit up in here, it'll let the light down and see how it reflects off that. It's not quite as shiny as the top, but it might be alright. Failing that, I'm just going to paint that white and paint it, and that'll reflect the light down. So I'm going to work on that today. That's going to be my task for today, because once this is done, I can put it away, get it out of the garage, so I'm not going to damage it or whatever. Then I will concentrate on this, get this done, and then I will do the motor. So I think I need to, rather than try and switch backwards and forwards, because I'm progress based. Like if I can't see much happening, I start to get disheartened. So I'd rather start to see progress on things. I've got a good part into it, just I haven't touched that block yet. But like I said, it's really hasn't got a whole lot to do on that. So I want to knock over the lamp, then the table, and then I'll do the coffee table. So I'm going to do this. As I strip it down, I'll bring you back and we'll have a look and see what we're going to do. Stay tuned. So I'll strip the outside off the lamp. Just cut the fuck out of it and pull it off, and that's how that's going to look. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I might try and lower it a little bit. I can do that. I'll just have to mess with that, but that's fine. That's how it sits under there, but I can always, I'm thinking about cutting that ring off and then bending those legs out so it sits just a bit higher up in there. I could always do like that too, I suppose. And then I can cut these off, fold them, and I can solder them on, or do something else with it. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking. But I can do that. I think that's going to look better. Of course it's going to be level. And I'm going to take that paper filter inside shortly, so I don't get shitty fingerprints all over it and dirt. Then we need clearance for the globe inside. I'll see what I can come up with. Worst case, I'll have to I might take this out and shorten it by about 30 mil, just so it sits down a little bit lower. I think this looks a little bit odd like that. What do you reckon? Yeah, I think it does. It needs to come down a little. I think I'll do that. Stay tuned. Alright, we've made a bit of progress. I've shortened that. I don't know where the piece is I cut off. It's here somewhere, in amongst my shit. And I've fixed that holder to the bottom. Like that. So that looks a bit better, it's a bit lower. But I just had a thought, I'm going to take those pop rivets out, and I've marked here I'm going to cut that piece out. That's more underneath there to let the light through. And I think I'm still going to paint the inside of that lid white, so it reflects the light back down. Either I might try and polish it. It's chrome, but it's just not polished. It's like this. So I might try and polish it and see. So a little bit of light down, which is good. And I'm going to make feet. I'm going to put 3 small feet under it. I think that's going to look a lot better. 3 little feet. I'm going to make them out of that. Just round, little round ones. Only small, not very big. And probably not even quite the thickness of that. So I'm just going to cut those out and then probably just cut them in half. So, and seriously considering drilling and tapping the bottom. In there, and I've got to pull it apart anyway, so I'm going to stick it in the mill, and I'm going to mill a slot in there for the cord, so the cord's not hanging right down the bottom. And I've just got to work out to hold it into the slot, but that'll be pretty easy. So I'm going to frig with that for the day, and that. Yeah, I should have this done today. Plus I've got to get some thin flat bar or a bit of sheet metal and make a strap to hold the lid on. So I'll get that done today as well at some stage. It shouldn't take much. Often it takes more to stand here thinking about what I want to do than actually doing the job. So sometimes I'll just do like I'm doing now. I'll just walk round and round in the workshop and look at stuff, and I might find something that I can use or something that'll look good or whatever. So yeah, so I'm gonna move on with that. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at right now that I might be able to chop up to use. So I'll get back into it. If I do something that's worth watching, then I'll put you in the stand. But to save you being bored shitless, I'll just do little bits and then come back. Stay tuned. Well, I've machined the relief in it for the cord. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure, because that's the smallest slot drill I've got. So I'm going to measure that to see what size tap I can make it, because I want a square bottom hole. So I don't want to go all the way through that. So I'm going to put a couple of holes here to put clamps over the cable, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3 legs. Yeah, that'll work. I would put you in the stand. I might even still do that yet. Just stay tuned. Okay, well, I haven't achieved anywhere near as much as I thought I was going to today, because I had a bit of a meltdown. I got the shits and just walked out. Just see what I've done here. When I've drilled at the tap, and I drilled it to make sure it wouldn't break through, but when I drove the tap in, it's poked it through the other side, so I'm a little bit pissed off. But luckily I've got that other one there spare, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And try and get a whole lot more done. What I did do while I was out, I did this as a test of concept. Etching glass tops. I mean, that one obviously is a little bit rough because you can see the edges. I just covered the whole thing with duct tape, drew it out with a texture, and then cut it with a Stanley knife. So, but if I can get someone to do vinyl stickers, vinyl cutouts for me, I can put them onto the glass and then etch them with the sandblaster. That's all it is, just sandblasting. That one fitted in my sandblaster, but I've got somewhere here, and I'm fucked if I can find it today. I might have another look tomorrow. I've got a hand sandblaster that I can put just straight sand in it, not abrasive grit. Well, that's a bit of both. In my sandblaster I've got abrasive grit and sand. It works okay, but I can't. The hose is not long enough to sandblast outside of the cabinet, so I'm going to find it. I'm going to do the bigger ones by hand, and get stickers. Because you see where I cut straight lines, that's come up nice. Well, except obviously for these little bits at the bottom that I added, because I did those later and they were a real shit to get out. So. And using duct tape, that stuff was, you know, like it sticks like shit to a blanket, so it's hard to lift the little pieces up. So I'm gonna look at that as an option in the future. I just don't have the funds at the moment to buy a sticker cutter to do it myself. So I might just see if there's somebody close by that can do them for me, and I can start doing etching, or even just, you know, custom ones like, you know, Amit's man cave, or Tony's man cave, or free piss every Friday night, something like that. You know, you can do anything like that. Or, you know, maybe a Holden symbol or a Ford one. You know, whatever, and then etch it in the glass. But we need a sticker cutter, so yeah, I didn't do a whole lot more than that disc. Right up here. So I'm a little bit pissed off because see, I cut there to run the cable, and I thought I'll just put a little tab over there to hold the cable up, and these for the feet. Come on, show me the back. Thank you. But anyway, you live and learn. I'm sure I'll be able to use that for something else later, but I'll get the other out. That one's better anyway, I think, by the looks of it. So I'll sort that one tomorrow, because I wasn't actually going to do anything tomorrow except maybe test that etching out. So I thought I did it today while I had the shits, and I'll get back into it tomorrow. And this cloth that I was going to put in that, it's got a little scratch on the front face, and I don't like that, so I can't expect anyone to pay for that, so I've ordered a new one for that. Did that today as well. So they've got plenty to do. I just got to get to it and get it happening. As you know, the mental health hasn't been 100% lately, so doing as best I can. And I'm liking that. I like that. That looks good. I mean, it'll look a heap better too with a nice sharp edges on it. But to offer that as part of a package, to you know, put someone's name on there, or custom wording, you know, on the table, like, you know, around the edge or on the edge or whatever, you can do stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I'll get back into it tomorrow. I'll get this up today. Not that there's a whole lot to see, but we'll get it done. I did achieve something. I pulled that lamp apart and got the thing fitted in there. I've actually got the globe too. The wife got me a globe for it. I've just got to drill those rivets, which is nothing really. Cut that piece out the bottom there, and Bob's your auntie. And I did have a bit of a clean up, but oh Jesus, you know, I'm a messy motherfucker. You just got no idea. But I'll do the same tomorrow. I'll come out and get into it and clean up before I do anything. So we'll see how we travel then. Stay tuned. Be happy. Peace.